Hi, I'm Dr. Pradeep Racharla, Professor of Marketing at Mahindra University School of Management. I did my PhD from Fox School of Business, Temple University, Philadelphia. For me, marketing is a daily activity. The moment you get up in the morning and walk out of your house, you are either marketing and selling yourself, or you are being marketed to and sold to. What I want to talk about today is how technological devices are helping companies understand customer behavior and customer emotions. Okay. Have you heard of eye tracking? Do you know what it is? Do you know what they do in eye tracking?
Sir, this would be very useful on an online education platform where they actually, where you can understand which person is cheating or which person is not cheating.
They put special types of glasses on your eye, and then the glasses essentially start reading every single gaze that you are doing. For example, if I want to understand, let's say, how you as customers are perceiving an e-commerce site. So what I'll do is I'll bring you to a lab. I'll open the e-commerce site and I'll say, hey, you know what? Start browsing the e-commerce site. But then put these glasses on. Now, the moment you put these glasses on, every single place where you see on the e-commerce site, I know which products you're looking at. I know where your emotions are, because an eye tracking device can give me heat maps. What are called as heat maps. The heat map will tell me where you're focusing a lot more, which products you're looking at, what is your emotion during that particular thing, and so on and so forth. It's become a very powerful method to understand how people view offline devices as well as online. Yes?
How does it measure your emotion?
That's what I'm saying. So it tracks your eye movements, and then, for example, let's say this is the whole screen of the e-commerce website, and if you're looking a lot more on the right-hand corner, then the more you look, the more obviously it is saying that it is giving you a heat map. So on one side it will be low red, it will be high red, there will be yellow. So yellow means not very intense. Blue means maybe reasonably intense. Red means loud. You're just looking at that all the time, right? So these are all the ways in which By the way, Dr. Amog and I are planning to start an eye tracking lab at Mahindra. So would you want to become subjects?
Yes.
But free subjects. You're not paying anything. Okay. Programs much better. Social programs. Okay. So they went door to door. They actually did a survey and collected every single piece of information about the people living in that each household, including who are the people, what is their background, how many people live there, where do they come from, where do they go, practically everything. Okay. And people actually believed that. People thought that the survey is really being done so that the social programs can be done better. And when the time came when Hitler actually started pulling the trigger on Jews, he actually knew everything about where these people are. That's why they're called Jew hunters. They would know that, for example, they'll come to this house, and the family would hide 2 kids and say, oh, we are only 2 people. They actually know, because in the survey there is a full data on that there are 2 kids. So they'll make sure they'll search and then finally get that data. Right? Data can be misused. So don't think that from a marketing perspective it is awesome to collect as much data as possible from a marketing research perspective, because one, trust me, you will not use barely, or you will use barely 10-20% of that. But more importantly, if you're not considering the privacy risks of all of this, it's always a dangerous scenario in the future. So with that in mind, I hope you got a broader sense of market research, because once you decide on the method, once you decide on the research objectives, then you actually do the survey, put the data together. But that's something that you guys will do as part of your exercise. So you'll get a sense of that. I expect students to do 3 things in my class. One is be participative, because marketing is more of a conversation than theory. The second is I want them to be enthusiastic, because without enthusiasm it's very hard to pick up new topics and new areas. And the third and the final thing is I want students to work in teams, because ultimately students end up in the business world where nothing is done alone. You have to be part of teams, you have to work in groups, and this is a good starting point to learn how to work with different types of people and getting things done. At the end of the course, typically a marketing course, My intended objectives or my intended takeaways for students are: one, to be able to appreciate the science and the art behind marketing. A lot of people think that marketing is more of an art, but if you look at some of the most successful companies and some of the most successful marketers in the world, you will see that they have been able to make this incredibly good blend of both the art and science. The second key takeaway is I want them to walk away with at least a few frameworks in mind that they can actually apply to real world scenarios to accomplish important marketing and business tasks. And finally, I want them to be able to connect the happenings in the world on a regular basis in their daily lives to the important concepts in marketing so that they are able to retain the concepts much more clearly. Well, the reality is God made man, man made marketing, and marketing is now making people mad. That's the reality.